I mean, you see that landing page Kamal built?
Yeah,
Is that what you wanted?
yeah. This one like that. That looks more, it's in line with all of your, which we've been doing so far. So it looks more like clean.
We didn't even have we need a DLE Instagram. Washington needs to launch one of those. You know, I got another. It's like those emails, like you saw that one from Barry, like how they have those little, hang on 1 second. Let me send this out to you.
Recording in progress.
If it gets too loud, you can always
I'm gonna use my headphones.
it echoes a little.
Because I don't have my headphones in.
That's nice. Okay, Mr. Fresno, are you with us? Jeff, good to see you. Right. Mr. West Covina. Can you guys hear me okay? Give another minute here. Jeff, can you hear me?
I sure can. Can you hear me?
Yep. All right. All right.
Can you hear the guys cutting concrete below me?
Good thing. All right, Miss Redlands, good to see ya. All right, we'll just give another minute or so here. Okay. Mr. Long Beach, how are you? It's been a minute. Okay.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. How's life treating you?
Same old, just working hard.
There we go. There we go. Love it. Okay. Just gonna give another minute here. Just let a couple more jump on. All right, is that you, Miss Yakima?
That's me. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. All right, so we're just gonna kind of dive into it, and today, what we're gonna be talking about with everyone is, it's really simple. Okay, anyone has any in general questions at all, you could throw it out there, and ask. But what we're gonna talk about is very simply leveraging your designation, and we're going to answer any Google business profile questions you might have. But the only thing that's going to matter right now is generating listing leads consistently and setting it up, building your pipeline now, so as we head into July, when the lights get turned out and you don't know if the buyer's agent commission and all that's going to happen, you want to build the pipeline now so you have the listing inventory that's going to hit, right? And then you want to take that momentum and just, obviously capture as many listings as possible. So with that being said, since we got you here, Miss Yakima, so you guys got to remember this, okay? So survival post-July is really simple, okay? You're either going to be perceived as a local authority and a listing agent, or you're not, right? But every single facet of real estate marketing is only a numbers game and consistency, and all you're doing is locating the address of a homeowner thinking of selling simply by ranking, in the top 3 in organic Google Maps, right? And last week, what did we cover? You guys saw how complicated and difficult and challenging it is to collect video reviews, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're the first agent, see, no agents have this knowledge, and think about it. They literally have to open up Google Maps, search for you, click on reviews. But if you're the first agent right now to collect as many video reviews as possible, DLE has every single other angle covered, right? So when it comes to consistency, we're doing all the postings, all the backlinking, and those 200 fun SEO factors. We have all that covered. All you have to be is Miss Yakima and collect as many video reviews as possible. Now, remember, a 5-star review with written, hey, working with Liz and Josh, Mr. and Miss Yakima real estate was the best experience ever. Try to get keywords in there. Best real estate agent in Yakima, call them, right? That's 5 points. But if you get a video review, right, and it's a 5-star review and a written review, that's equivalent to 50 points in the SEO for rankings, right? But the truth is, 99.99% of these real estate agents cannot figure out how to collect a video review. So if you think about it, if you're the first one in your city, in your geo farm, to collect as many as possible, and we're consistently doing everything else, you're going to rank high and fast. So just remember, all you have to do is collect content and collect reviews from anyone, anywhere, at all times, and make a habit. Does anyone have any questions on that whatsoever? Okay. Now, for example, okay, I got another listing here in Claremont, and, the bottom line is this. So you're ranking high on Google, right? And if you got your lifestyle brand where you're wearing, your shirt, you got it on your car, okay? You need to increase your visibility in your city, right? Now, everything we've talked about ties together, okay? But we're going to talk about, the 3 most important listing lead generation strategies through print and email marketing, okay? So HomeBot is a no-brainer, right? Because if you guys looked in the Facebook group where I posted, did you guys see that where there's 150 homeowners that have fiddled with their HomeBot account? Okay, that is huge. So all I did, so for example, yesterday I had some time and I went out there and I followed up with 8 of them, and 3 of them are selling. 3 of them, but they're not selling right away. It's going to be mid to end of summer. But I still have well over 100 to go through, okay? But you got to remember, the reason why HomeBot's easy is because you guys can stay consistent. All you have to do is get the data, plug it in, all the data in your city, name it Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate, and it's just turnkey and it's churning for you, right? Then all you got to do is look at your HomeBot updates, but the money's in the follow-up in person, okay? So if they ask you for a CMA, they're for sure selling or refinancing, and you go knock on the door. But also, if they're at all playing with it, and HomeBot's going to tell you, hey, like, for example, myself, these 150 Claremont homeowners, we're playing with their home value, adjusting it, and, whatever it may be, that is a potential seller, right? But how you do it is, you wear your swag, you keep it nonchalant, right? And I usually grab, a little stack of the Claremont bulletins, and I knock on the door and I hand in the magazine, right? Then they know who I am, and I say, hey, the network notified me. You guys are potentially, interested in learning more about the value of your home. Now, yeah, I'm Mr. Claremont. Does that ring a bell? And they're just kind of, oh, yeah, the Mr. Claremont guy. Sure. And I say, great. Well, I offer all Claremont homeowners no obligation, free 20-minute coaching consultations so you can know the value of your home, what your refinance options are, money-making fix-up tips. And, Bob, Mary, while I'm here, were you by chance thinking of relocating or refinancing? Now, do you guys, do you hear the way I say that? It's really important because when I say it like that, they don't perceive me as a real estate agent, so their sales guard goes down. And now you got your detective hat on, because getting a listing lead is one thing, but the money's made in the follow-up, right? Because I need a reason to go to them and hand them something, a notepad, a magazine, or if they're playing with HomeBot and you don't have a notepad or magazine, print, a little market update, right? Print, just a quick, whatever app you're using, just some comps in the neighborhood, right? Just go in the MLS and print, hey, these homes in the, 800 to 2 million price range, just print something up that you can hand them something, okay? But I'm telling you, when you're knocking on their door, and you're handing them something and you say, hey, the network notified me, it's not like you're there hounding them. You're just there to just answer questions. And what you want to do is fast forward the rapport building process, because on average in real estate, it takes, 4 to 8 in-person interactions before you can develop that rapport and trust with a complete stranger, right? Because that's what geofarming is. It's hacking and fracking and consistently meeting complete strangers, getting them to perceive you as a local authority they like, know, and trust, that's an expert at marketing and selling their city's lifestyle, right? But if you come to them wearing your swag and you're not perceived as some salesperson or realtor that's there for a sale, they open up. And so, for example, yesterday, one of the HomeBot leads, one out of the 150 goes, hey, I was just curious about the value of my home because, he goes, Tim across the street here is going to sell, right? And they just open up. And I'm like, oh, great, da-da-da-da. And while I was there with one of the HomeBot leads, I said to the guy, he goes, oh, man, I love those home valuation reports you send me every month. I'm not selling. I was just curious. I'm like, no, that's great. I mean, that's what I'm here for. And I showed him a picture of my 3 daughters on my iPhone. I'm like, I'm just working hard supporting these 3 girls, sending them through school. And I said, hey, would you mind? I mean, I can give you a free appraisal right now. I'll just take a quick look at the inside of the home. So I go inside his home and I just walk through and I look it over. I'm like, yeah, if you wanted to sell, you could get 1.3 all day long. And I said, hey, since I just gave you a free appraisal, do you have a Gmail account? He goes, yeah. So I just pull out my iPhone. I grab his phone. I'm like, just type in Mr. Claremont in Google, and I collected a 5-star review. That's a habit, right? Because I gave him a free appraisal. He wasn't selling, but I collected a review. Then on the way out, I said, hey, every home I sell, I donate to my daughter's schools. Would you mind if I put my little We Heart Mr. Claremont real estate sign? It really grows my business. And if you don't like it at all, just throw it in the trash can. But it's because every home I sell, I'm donating to their schools. Would you mind supporting me? And I'll just give you and your family members only. I'll always give free consultations to. And if you ever need like a handyman or someone to fix up your home, I've got an army of workers because, being a realtor, I help people prepare their homes all the time. And I want to be your go-to guy. He goes, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, sure. Put your sign up. Write down his address, right? Like I'm running for city council, okay? Now I got a review and a billboard up, and he told me Tim across the street selling. So then I walked across the street and I knocked on Tim's door. He didn't answer. And I dropped the notepad and magazine there, right? But the point is, what we're in the business of doing is interacting with these homeowners. And it's only on the listing appointment is when I say, hey, I'm Mr. Claremont. I was selected by the DLE as a Claremont real estate wealth management expert. And, and then you leverage, obviously, your designation there wherever you hang your broker's license and then going for the kill. But the point is, with that one guy that wasn't even thinking of selling, it literally took about 20 minutes of my time. But I still got the review and I'm getting another billboard up in the neighborhood and I got a listing lead across the street. And that was just one out of the 150 that I posted in the Facebook group. But geographically, all these addresses are in Claremont. But what I'm telling you is, out of these 150 listing leads, I have the addresses of at least 30 Claremont homeowners that are selling just from HomeBot. Think about that. Think about it. Today, if I go out there in the Tahoe and I start doing laps and I'm lapping the city, you start building momentum. But before you know it, when you start talking with homeowners that are thinking of selling, it just sucks up your time. And you got to be careful and just only spend an hour with them. And remember, if they are selling, set the listing appointment. You just walk through, take notes, right? And say, hey, I'm going to go and do my full-on appraisal. And then you set the appointment there. Is this Tuesday or Thursday at 1 o'clock better? You give them 2 options. Remember that, right? Then they go, but if you give them one option, they say no. But you set the listing appointment. Can I come back this Tuesday or Thursday? Is your husband, Bob, going to be here? Okay. Then you set the listing appointment, but it's casual, right? And then that's the whole purpose. You want to go do a walkthrough, take notes on the home, interview them. Are you thinking of selling? When? Where are you going to move to? Take notes, build the floor, set the listing appointment. That's all you're doing. Okay. For example, Miss Yakima, she got data, plugged it into HomeBot, and she's doing what, guys? She's the first one to plug in the data that's going beyond her spheres and past clients, and she's collecting reviews. Miss Yakima, I heard from Mr. Yakima, you got a couple listing leads. How'd that experience go for you?
Good. We're still going through, I like HomeBot because we paid about 4,000 for 4,000 leads. They ended up sending us about 4,800 in our city and just one specific area. We're actually going to increase that. We're going to add a couple more, 2,000 to 3,000 more. But I like HomeBot because it doesn't send them all out at the same time. It does it in groups. I think the AI knows when to send them out. I have received a couple like, unsubscribe only to HomeBot shows you everything. But we have received calls and a lot of emails like, well, what do you think of my neighborhood? What do you think I should do? And we're out there, we're there. We're going to go meet with them and stuff like that. So the response has been pretty good. I was a little concerned at the beginning where people were going to be upset, but no, some people, we got one funny guy who said, how did you get that email? He called us. He goes, I said, oh, we're just scrubbing our database. And the script that I kind of followed was, I'm just scrubbing our database and it must be an old email that's stuck in there. And he goes, well, my wife passed last year, but since you call, we do want you to come over. So we got that listing. So it's been very positive. I've used HomeBot in
Got
the
a
past.
listing. There
We
you
did,
go.
yeah. So we used HomeBot in the past, but find the data has really opened my eyes to like, you know what, there's way more opportunity. It's just sitting out there. You need that reach to pull that in and to just be a little bit more proactive. So I like it.
And Liz, how's your response been? You've been with us for a couple months now. How is the public in Yakima and Washington perceiving you as Mr. and Miss Yakima real estate? Because I know that was a concern. What's been your experience so far? What's been your feedback from people?
Oh my, so we started with the designation the beginning of the year, but it took us about a month and a half to kind of get everything going. We're working on the wrap as we speak. From clients, it's been very positive, and even agents have come up to us and said, they just think like, oh, we like your new branding. So that's kind of the feedback from them. Others have come up and said, that's very wise. That name is very catchy. So people have caught on to us. We've had one incident that just happened a week ago from a big commercial broker here. That kind of hit Josh on it, not in a good way, but we're aware of it. It's just a competition. So I think we're starting to see that the name is taking off. It's just catchy. So we should have hopefully one of the trucks wrapped up this week or next week. And we're going on it full. I mean, we're in it 100%. So it's been very positive. Easy. Lenders love it. They're like, we love your branding. We see it. And so, we're just all in on it. So
Love that. We'll see. And everyone, as you can see, so obviously your competition hates it.
oh
But
yeah.
the homeowners love it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
people love it, right?
Absolutely.
Because when you start dominating the keyword like I do, commercial broker, anything commercial real estate, and they type that into Google, you're going to start taking away market share from that commercial broker, and he knows it, right? Because that's the modern day international commercial real estate brokerage. It's ranking high for these important keywords, right? But the beauty is, everyone, did you hear what she said? How many contacts did you upload into your HomeBot account?
4,500, but we're going to add about 2,500 more.
And what's in its name, Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate?
I did exactly what you said, Mr. and Miss.
What is your unsubscribe rate?
I only got 2. Out of those, I only got 2.
Okay, everyone, right there. That is unheard of. Like, that's my point I'm trying to say. If it was Liz and Josh, the realtors, the unsubscribe rate would be massive. Everyone throughout the country that I'm talking to that's a DLE member, it's just like when I'm telling you I'm following up. They don't perceive me as a salesy real estate agent. They're like, wow, this guy's a local authority, celebrity, mayor type energy that's here to help, right? The homeowners, what I'm telling you is the same thing. They are literally under the impression that Mr. and Miss Yakima are sending them a customized, market update, and they're under the assumption that they're putting this whole thing together and sending it to them direct.
Yeah.
And when the homeowners get that from a trusted, like even if they never met you, automatically it hits the fast forward process because maybe Liz would have to be living in Yakima for 20 plus years, hammering the city day in, day out, just to have a name that sounds familiar, like, know, and trust, right? So when I say things like, hey, you know, it enhances every facet of hyperlocal marketing. And what we focus on as DLE members is complete vertical integration, meaning we own and control our audiences. We're not caught up in the rat race, right? So you rank organically in Google Maps and we dominate those keywords. Print and email marketing is the key. Now, to take it a step further, you already got a solid listing. And the bottom line is you had a few others ask for CMAs and you're starting to see the HomeBot digest come in. I mean, trust me, I ask anyone in the email marketing world, your unsubscribe rate is just unheard of. Like that never happens. Usually it's like you plug in 5,000 contacts and like maybe a couple hundred out of 5,000 don't unsubscribe. You see what I'm saying? Like it's massive. This audience you have is huge. So congratulations. Seriously, you're doing great. Now, what I would encourage you to do is what I'm doing. Because all those other homeowners that have asked, you know, for CMAs or they're playing around with it, I'm telling you, Miss Yakima, when you wear your polo and you just go up and you're casual and you're having fun and you're like, hey, the network notified me you might have questions about your home. I offer all the Yakima homeowners free, no obligation, 20-minute coaching consultations to answer your questions. You know, how may I help you? They're going to be like, wow, their sales guards are gone and they're going to open up and just give you all the information, right? Make sense?
Yeah, yeah. One thing I did want to mention, about the Google, that we have noticed, and I want to bring it up. We just, you know, we're working very hard on our reviews. Our goal is to get a review per day. We really pushing that. But within the last 10 days, we have received, I think it's 5 calls from people, 3 listing appointments. We've never received cold calls like that. It's either from somebody who has referred us. Just 2 days ago, yesterday in the morning, a gentleman called from Fresno, actually from the Fresno area, relocating up here. He found me. He says, I Googled, I found realtor.com and I clicked on your name. That has come through. Another one from last week from Google. So we're starting to see the search engine optimization kick in for leads and stuff like that. So I did want to bring that up because that's the first time we're starting to hear, we're starting to see the phone calls come in with that. So
Congratulations. So you got
Good.
so what it does is it obviously enhances every facet of your, you know, online perception. So you're getting calls direct from Google, just so I can make sure I heard you, where they found you maybe on realtor.com, but you did get some phone calls where they found you on Google and they want to sell their house.
yeah, I asked, just out of curiosity, how did you hear about us? And they said, found you online. So we've never received a call just like that online at all. To us, it really has to do with the search engine optimization where people are starting to see and they're starting to click on it. So 4 calls within the last 10 days of sellers, referrals, and a relocation. So that's within the last 10 days.
Might want to connect with Mr. Fresno. I believe he's in this chat because if the person's relocating there, I think there he is. Good looking guy. He's decent. I like his background. Say something, Mr. Fresno. Maybe you can meet Miss Yakima here and help that guy that's relocating up there. I don't know if he owns a property. We'll have that discussion later, but that's awesome. Now, everyone, Miss Yakima is following every step to a T. Her mindset and mentality is she's read this DLE book like the Bible. Okay, I talked to Mr. Yakima last Sunday, and that's what I love about her. She's all in, and she's killing it. 3 months with us, she's getting listings from Google, listings from the email marketing. When she wraps her car, it's going to be game over. Miss Oceanside reported back, which is a friend of she's gotten multiple listing appointments from the car wrap. I actually, kid you not, got a listing appointment because, you know, my Tahoe's got the Mr. Claremont on there. And I just got a listing appointment up the street for a $1.3 million listing. She always walks her Dalmatian and called me, hey, you're the Mr. Claremont guy, right? So if you guys notice what we're talking about here is how do you survive in a world when we know all you're trying to do is get listing leads, but not be in a system where you're paying some company and lose control, right? So, gosh, Ms. Yakima, thank you so much for really opening up and sharing that. And I'm really excited for you to get the car app because I mean, it's life-changing when you do that, and it's going to really, you know, kick into high gear. Super excited for you there. So with that being said, you know, Ms. Yakima, did you get your swag yet? Like a polo going?
Oh, we do. We have it. We typically, I don't have it on today, but we do. We have polo shirts, open house. That's what we wear to the office and stuff like that. So the weather here is starting to get warm. But yeah, no, we have our swag already. So yeah.
The swag is key at open houses. Now, remember this, everyone listen closely. It's summertime. Daylight savings is gone. When's the best time to follow up? You know they're home from 4 to 7. They might be eating dinner. And guess when else they're home? Saturday and Sunday. Those are the ideal times. Usually, like I was talking with Mr. Cypress, he's gotten like 50 plus of his We Heart Mr. Cypress signs up. He's obliterating Cypress. It's great. But the mentality should be you prospect and follow up. That's how we spend 90% of our times for listing leads. But the follow-up should be at the end of the day. If you could create a habit like you did, I love that, Liz. That's a great challenge. Getting a review every day. That's awesome. But if you just spend 1 hour between what I've learned between, you know, 4 and 5 o'clock, if you just try to follow up with listing leads in person and then just try to hit as many as you can on a Saturday or a Sunday. Like if you go out on a Saturday from, you know, like 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you can blow through like 50 listing leads and everyone's home. And same on a Sunday. You don't want to go in the morning when they're at church or just waking up. But if you go at like 2:30 to like 5 o'clock, you can hit every listing lead in town. Wear your swag, invite them to your open house. I don't care if you have a listing coming up in a month, hit every listing lead and say, hey, it's Miss Yakima with, where's your brokerage? Where do you hang your license? John L. Scott or something like that? Hey, it's Miss Yakima Real Estate, whatever. You don't even have to say that name, right? It's Miss Yakima Real Estate. The network notified me you might have questions at your home. I was actually just in the neighborhood, wanted to invite you to my open house. I write that down on the notepad. I love doing that, you know? So I hand them the notepad. You know, I offer Yakima Real Estate homeowners free 20-minute coaching consultations. Were you by chance thinking of relocating or refinancing? I'd love to answer your questions. Now the homeowner's like, damn, Miss Yakima came out, invited me to her next open house. I know who she is because they all act dumb. They don't know who you are at first, but when they stare at your designation on your chest and the eyes, you know that feeling, Miss Yakima, when they stare at your logo and they look you in the eyes differently? You know what I'm talking about? That means the sales guard is gone and they're like, woo, someone important's here, right? And that's all you got to do, period. Because when you wear, what I've learned when I went by Anthony Grenshaw with Rematch and I was a sales guy, it's like their guard is up. And I would have to follow up like 4 to 6 times in person before I could gain enough rapport and trust to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? But when I'm Mr. Claremont, I could figure it all out in 1 to 2 interactions, which is huge, right? So I challenge all of you guys here. You have an open house, you got a listing, great. Follow up with all the listing leads and invite them to the open house. And after you go through, Miss Yakima, all the ones that have directly requested CMAs, all your Google listing leads, okay? Then go to your HomeBot Digest and anyone that has ever fiddled with it, like me, I got 150, then start hitting them. And you and Mr. Yakima must divide and conquer and make contact with all of them and just invite them to your open house and give them the 20-minute coaching consultation speech. Does that make sense, everyone? Now, the point I want to reiterate to you guys is all you have to do is one thing right to crush it. Remember me. All I do is rank high on Google, print mail, and the sign writer program. And that's how I make 500, 600, 700 grand a year. But now we're incorporating email marketing because we have vertical integration with it. We can own and control an audience, and it works. So with that being said, it's really simple. Your guys' job is to collect reviews and be Mr. and Miss City Name. Now, to take this a step further, okay? Imagine Miss Yakima on a listing appointment, okay? Email marketing is what we're talking. Well, first off, does anyone here in this group have any questions on anything we're talking about? If so, just speak up now because we're talking big money here. I got 150 listing leads. Miss Yakima is getting listing calls left and right, and she's going to wait till you do the sign writer program. You start double ending those listings, right? Your mindset should be what? The only way to increase value to your time is by getting $1 million+ listings signed at 6%, double ending them at 5%. That's 50 grand in the bank. You do that twice a month. That's 100 grand a month. You with me? Okay. Now, when you're on listing appointments, how do you get it signed at 6%? Well, if you guys want to take HomeBot to the next level, it's the digital version of the bulletin. And I actually have with me today, I brought a new guy on board with DLE. His name is Raphael. He's also the beauty with Raphael, he's a Google business product expert, and he's also an expert at email marketing and everything tech. Okay. So we could, he's in the same room as me. I can introduce here. We'll show him to you right now so you can see him. There he is. Pop on the Zoom. There you go. You want to pop on the Zoom? All right, there he is. Now, it's a numbers game and consistency. Now, let's take it a step further. If you guys want to go past HomeBot, because HomeBot's easy. You just plug it in, name it Mr. Miss Yakima Real Estate, and you're done. But think about it. Email and print marketing helps you get listings signed. Because, for example, I forgot yesterday in my follow-up, right? I got one from my notepad that requested a CMA, and I followed up, and she goes, and I knocked on the door. I gave her the notepad and magazine. I'm following up with my print listing leads and my email marketing leads, right? HomeBot. And she goes, well, tell me right now, what makes you so unique and why should I hire you? Because I'm interviewing 4 agents. I said, great question. First off, she had she had some sort of health condition. She was kind of wobbling. And I'm like, oh man, are you okay? Like, did you go to the doctor? She goes, well, my family, we suffer from like mental illness and my brother and I got in an altercation. I was like, God. And I was like, so I'm talking to her and she goes, this is all I did. I look at her and I go, look, I'm like a doctor, right? Let me explain to you why. I'm not a broker managing an office. I'm not a luxury agent up the hill. I don't work with buyers. I only work with a buyer if I'm representing my client and they're going to write an offer on my listing. And I only take 4 listings at a time in Claremont. And I only work the 800 to 2 million price range. And she goes, wow, you're highly specialized. And I'm like, that's because I'm a Claremont real estate wealth management expert. I only take 4 clients at a time. And there's no human being on earth, let alone realtor, that will sell your home for the most money, quickest timeframes, and most favorable terms. I said, by the way, she goes, I want to let you know, Anthony. I'm like, she knew my first name. It was kind of shocking, right? And she goes, I'm interviewing you right now on the listing appointment. I said, great. Said, by the way, I just want to invite you to the horse property I just listed. I'm having an open house this Saturday. You can come check me out in person. But what did I do? I opened up 2 things. See, I took HomeBot to the next level. You can't show a homeowner on a listing appointment, look at my HomeBot account with all my marketing. But if you leverage the tech stack with Service for Life and MailChimp and the same data that Miss Yakima plugged into HomeBot, if she plugs it into MailChimp and Service for Life, which is the digital version of the Claremont Bulletin, I said, look, first off, I pulled out my iPhone. It read my face and I showed on my iPhone. I have over 400 plus buyers that have subscribed to Mr. Claremont that are looking to buy in Claremont. So I said, I have every buyer that's ever going to want to see your home right here on my phone. She was blown away. Then I said, by the way, because I gave her a Claremont bulletin, I showed her on MailChimp my audience of 4,000 Claremont homeowners. And I literally pulled out MailChimp right here. Let me pull it up. Click the audience button. And I showed her, just like that, an audience of 4,000 people. What I said to her is, look, talk to your brothers. I know it's a family home we're selling here, but yes, do I, out of my exclusive buyer pool, because I was selected by the DLE, sounds like DRE. I was selected by the DLE as a Claremont real estate wealth management expert. I have access to exclusive buyers and marketing platforms no one else in the world has. And I let that sink in. And I showed her an actual list of 400 plus buyers. Then I said, I am the editor. I'm proud to be the editor of the Claremont Bulletin. Sounds like the LA Times. Sounds familiar. She goes, wow, that's you? And I was like, yeah. And I want to get you and let the entire Claremont community know your home's coming soon, because half the buyers are friends and family members that live in Claremont, want them to live here. And when I let them know your home's coming soon, and I let the list of 400 plus buyers know your home's coming soon, and I redirect all the buyers from this horse property that's not on the list straight to your home. And I do, then you say, and by the way, I'm with EXP, Coldwell Banker, Remax. Then you give them the global luxury pitch, which is just stick it in the MLS, but whatever, you want to throw that in there. The point is, when I say all that, in that being a member of the DLE, I operate on 100% withdrawal guarantee. And she talks to the other agents, they don't stand a chance. And that's how I get it signed at 6%. It's not whether I'm going to sell your home. I'm a Claremont real estate wealth management expert. I'm going to max out the value of your family's largest financial asset. I've done it 150 plus times recently. And I said to her, and I looked her in the eyes, I'm actually interviewing you. I'm glad we're interviewing each other, because I want to make sure we're a good fit, because I literally am selling you my time. Okay. And I flipped the whole dynamic. And then I left. An hour later, she goes, we're for sure listing with you. I'm not even calling another agent. I was like, then my next speech is, you might want to write this down. Hey, I'm very humbled and honored. You and your family have decided to place your confidence and trust in myself and my team. And that's it. On to the next. Now, I just went on a little tangent there, but the reason why you need to have a magazine, besides it being your resume on a listing appointment and your listing lead generator, right? Because if you have a tangible version, guess what? All these leads, you can hand them something. You can hand them something at the open house. You could door knock with it. You can mail it to listing leads, mail it to past clients, go to the downtown businesses, right? Look at the prices I just posted in the Facebook group. To go from 8 to 16 pages, to literally double the real estate of your magazine, it's like a few $100 more. It's nothing. And just go and give free ads to the local businesses. Put your magazines in there, stake your We Heart Mr. and Miss Yakima real estate sign, and get a review. And what do you think you're going to say on the listing appointment, right? If you have some sort of digital version of your magazine, and my God, if you only print 1,000 Claremont bulletins or city name bulletin, that's great. At least you have something. And when you're on the listing appointment, it's a reason for them to sign. I need to start my coming soon marketing strategy. I want to let my exclusive buyer pool know. I want to get you in the digital and print version of the magazine. I need to start this process to create the bidding war for your home. That's all they want to hear. You guys with me? So don't get overwhelmed. Just be realistic and ask yourself, what can I realistically do? Because every facet of real estate marketing is only a numbers game and consistency. What can you stay consistent with? If you're consistently getting reviews and feeding the DLE team content and they meta inject it and post, that's how you rank high. But you got to get the reviews. You need to have reviews. HomeBot's easy. Name it Mr. or Miss City Name Real Estate, get the data and plug it in. And guess what, folks? After Mr. and Miss Yakima max out their city with data, yes, HomeBot's got a special server. They send it out in bulks, and their email, I talked to one of their reps yesterday. They've got it down to where their email open rates are high and they're going to get in front. But the beauty is if you just name it your designation, the unsubscribe rate is rare, right? And then you take that same audience and you just learn how to operate MailChimp and Service for Life. It's all turnkey systems, and you send them a once a month newsletter, it's over. They're going to be like, wow, I get the Mr. Miss Yakima, real estate updates. And then the Yakima Bulletin, wow, she's got her own private magazine. I get the digital version and it gives a fun read. That's called top of mind awareness. Now, let's say those people go downtown to have lunch or dinner and they see the We Heart Mr. Miss Yakima real estate signs and her magazine in the shop. What the hell do you think's going to happen? And what do you think if Mr. Miss Yakima had the print company? Remember, we're your print brokers. If they print and mail it for you, just imagine if that hit their inbox. Mr. Laverne I talked to yesterday, or I'm sorry, a few days ago, he's mass mailing the notepads. I do too. And he just picked up like 11 listing leads and he just got one and closed it and he's just re-rolling the money back into it. It all works. People love the notepads. They hold on to it. And he's like, yeah, it was funny. My kids were at school, the high school there, and they're all literally holding the notepads. The kids use the notepads. People use notepads. And he's got the call to action on there. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
So just don't overthink it. Everything we're telling you integrates to what you're already doing. Because Mr. or Miss Yakima live in Yakima. Why not put it on your car, put it here, and everywhere you go, it's going to force you to have a conversation because they're going to ask what it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So take it serious because post-July, when the lights go out, when you can't look in the MLS and the listing agents don't answer the phone because they're getting listings priced right and all the buyers are coming to them direct. When Redfin and all the big dogs start doing flat fees, the interest rates are going up, folks. They're going past 8%. Homeowners insurance are going through the roof. If you're in California, all the farmers left. State Farm, Allstate. So you really think for 1 second, sure, if you got a wealthy client, they'll pop you 20, 30 grand. But do you really think they're going to put down their down payment plus closing costs with the outrageous rates and homeowners insurance and pay escrow, title, and lending fees, and they're going to dig an extra 30 on top to pay your commission? Hell no, they're not. And if they start getting beat up by the market because the listing agents like me are saying, hey, I'll write your offer for free, Bob. You're not paying cash? Great. I don't determine the value. The sellers don't. The appraiser does. You're doing a home inspection and termite inspection. And when I hand him the magazine and he sees I'm legit and Googles me and sees the reviews, he bails on his agent. I still make 6%. The seller pays the commission, not the buyer. Oh, you're going to go back to Sally, the realtor with Sotheby's here and pay her 30 grand out of pocket for what? You came to the open house. I'll pay you the commission. What are you going to pay her to do? Write some paperwork up? That's ridiculous. What are you going to do when agents like me are talking like that to your clients? What are you going to do? There's only one thing for sure. One thing is for sure. If you want to make big money in real estate, you better be getting listing leads, and that's it. That's the only clear path to make big money. Because I guarantee you, it's all going to go flat fee. I guarantee it. Mark my words. We're recording this, and I'm going to send this to you guys probably in, September. We'll give it a few months after July when everyone's dying out, right? And you're going to see it all happen. I'm like, remember this Zoom, and I'm going to send it out. Because sure, position yourself to work your spheres and past clients. Guess what's happening in the industry? All the big dog agents like myself, they're all entrenching geographically where they're at, and they're going for the listing leads. And everyone else is getting choked out, period. So if you don't think the competition is going to get fierce, even when you generate the listing lead, you're mistaken. You're always going to be interviewing on these listing appointments, and you got to have that mindset.
Hey,
Okay.
Anthony, can I interrupt?
No.
I just wanted to know, I had missed the original one you guys did with where you guys set up HomeBot and all that other stuff. Are we gonna be able to have another one of those if there's anybody who hasn't?
I'm gonna do
Any-
one-on-one with you.
Okay, you're just doing one-on-ones? Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing one-on-ones and it'll take 2 minutes. The session that you guys really need to pay attention to.
Claire, sorry
Go.
to interrupt. With me also, I want HomeBot information as well, please.
Yeah, it's really simple. There's 2 things. I got a title rep named DeBray, okay? #1 and first American throughout the US, okay? They use a platform called Farm Genie AI. They get you the data and you plug it in. Now, here's the beauty. I'm glad you guys brought this up again. Guess what? Woo! Getting pumped up. Sonny, good to see you. Sunny California, folks. Mr.
Hey.
Sunny California.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I just came from workout, so sorry for not wearing my sunny California t-shirt. So,
There we
but
go.
good to see. This is my first time. This is my first time, and really nice.
Welcome,
Anthony,
Sunny. Welcome.
thank you.
Mr. Tustin there. Okay, now listen. Here's the other thing, folks. Miss Yakima, everyone loves Yakima real estate. Have you also experienced, okay, people outside of your territory that live in a different city? Do they say things like, oh, because you're Miss Yakima, I'm not going to sell my house with you because we're not in Yakima? Have you ever experienced that?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. No.
That's a huge misconception, right? So think about it, right? What I'm telling Miss Yakima, because she listens to every step. I love it when you guys call me. Don't ever think I'm too busy. I am literally married to my wife in DLE. It's a love affair. I'm always in trouble. I talked to her husband for 30 minutes on a Sunday, the trash, swinging the girls. Like, I'm down. Call me anytime. I got you. Okay. I love it when you guys engage with me. Okay. I'm not some guy up here on a pedestal. I'm one of you. Okay. Now, the cities surrounding Yakima, guess what? Why not get that data and plug it in? Just keep plugging it in. And if they're not opening the emails, HomeBot filters it out. Okay. Because when they ask, oh, well, I don't know, name us, what's the city surrounding Yakima? Go.
Moxie.
Moxie. How big is that city? Pretty big?
It's medium sized, but we're going after every single city that is close in proximity all the way through. So it's and the data, by the way, for us, we're in the state of Washington. We don't have Genie AI. They don't provide that here. We brought the data. It was not expensive at all. We paid for 4,200 contacts. It included name, phone number, address, and email verified. And they gave us almost 5,000. It was $400, if that.
It's nothing. It's chump change. Okay, title reps, your vendors better be sponsoring you. And don't get me started.
Yeah.
Your escrow, your lender. By the way, we're partnered with multiple escrow companies, multiple lenders. They all do 25% rev shares. Your title reps should buy that data for you and send it to you. Okay, you guys are professional athletes. You're the one. Remember this. Everyone it's an agent-centric world, baby. They all need you. Your broker needs you. The escrow, the lender, the title, the home inspector. No one gets paid without you. You're the big boss, and don't forget it. Do not forget that. Now, when Miss Yakima sends her HomeBot out to the other cities and they ask, well, what's Mr. and Miss Yakima real? They're going to know that city. That's where she lives, and that's her brick and mortar. Done. Next question. You're still going to get CMAs. And when you go on the listing appointment, it's like, it's just one of your designations. You got Liz and Josh with John L. Real Estate, which is a big brokerage out there. You're certified luxury. And oh, by the way, yeah, being Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate, it's one of the highest honors in my career. I was chosen by the DLE to be the Yakima Real Estate Wealth Management Expert for Yakima, and then list the city that she's on the listing appointment in. Just list it. For Yakima and whatever, cities A, B, and C, and I only work this pricing. Just slightly change up the speech. That's all you got to do. It has zero impact on outside business. We know that for sure. But the point is, okay, Liz, she uploads 7,000 contacts and she's getting listing appointments, and it's a machine. Get the data from surrounding cities and plug it in. That's it. It's not hard at all. But the advantage, see, I've taken it to the next level for us. And if you can figure out this step, the next step is simple, because why? Everything I'm telling you with print and email marketing is 100% tax deductible. Talk to your accountant. I'm not an accountant, okay? But all you have to then do is take that data. Now, let's say Miss Yakima starts collecting the data of all the surrounding cities. She could have an online audience of 10,000 homeowners that are getting her CMAs, that know her. Now, once she gets that data and plugs it into MailChimp and starts sending the Yakima Bulletin brought to you by Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate, right? In MailChimp, you could do what's called segmenting audiences. And then she could take the Yakima city audience and have it here, A, the next city, B, next city, C, next city, D, right? And she could design the Yakima Bulletin and fire off an email to her Yakima audience. Then city B, she could literally change the name to that city name bulletin, but still keep Mr. and Miss Yakima Real Estate and fire that off. See what I mean? And go to city C, create the Yakima Bulletin, which is just a 4-page template, and you change it from service to live to city name real estate, plug it in, and now she's hitting them from every single angle. She could just do this, and that could be her one listing lead gen channel. And if she follows up with them in person, that's all you need. That's it. She doesn't even have to do print mail. I don't even, look, all I did was print mail. You just have to do one of the things I'm telling you right. But if you do just these three, the organic Google rankings, the email marketing through HomeBot, MailChimp, which is the digital version of the bulletin, and you do print mail, and you do the modern day billboards, if you've got the bandwidth, it's a really simple process. They're all interconnected, okay? But do you understand what I'm saying is, like, when you dominate one city, you have to be the first agent to blitz the geo farms before the rest figure it out. These agents do not know how to collect video reviews. They do not have the knowledge we have on Google Business Profile. So you must rank high and fast and you'll stay there. Okay? You got to get your reviews, get your billboards up. You got to be the first to get the data and blitz your city. All the real estate agents right now that are leveraging HomeBot, all they're doing is sending it to their past clients in sphere of influence. So blitz your city with the data. The greatest military generals of all time, they came in hard, came in fast, and gave it everything they got. And you better do it now, because post-July, if you don't, you're going to be screwed. I know for a fact. Sure, you can be a buyer's agent. Your net worth will be equivalent to an Uber's driver, okay? So, am I crystal clear on that? Now, if you want to dive into, I'll dedicate the next mastermind, and we could do one-on-one sessions. HomeBot's easy. I can set that up for you in 10 minutes, no problem, okay? But the digital version of the bulletin is important, because when you learn how to operate MailChimp with email marketing, guess what? Guess what, Miss Yakima? Besides sending them the Yakima Bulletin and HomeBot's hitting them with the constant CMAs, your open house. You can send an email with a picture and say, Miss Yakima just listed. You now have an audience. Send them an email, invite them to the open house. Miss Yakima just sold. Send them an email. Your newsletter. Go to all the local businesses, okay? Get some coupons, create some value. Say you click this link, right? It might go to a blog. You have your own private web developer. Her name is Kamal. Message her on WhatsApp. Put together a landing page that has all the coupons for the restaurants, and say to them, hey, if you go and you show them this QR code, you get a coupon, whatever. Create some value. Send an email that is just promoting all the local restaurants. You could go as far as you want with this. You see what I'm saying? With that email audience. Because why? Remember this, everyone. You are an influencer of your city. You are a crossbreed between local expert, public figure, mayor, celebrity. You're the man, you're the woman, you're it. You're the information source. So with her, once I teach Liz with the next training, hey, all you got to do is Service for Life gives you one newsletter, change it to the Yakima Bulletin, and hit send. It's not that hard, okay? Then the next one, it's like, hey, this is how you create a just listed and just sold. Send it to your audience. This is how you go to the restaurants when you could now think about it, guys. When Miss Yakima goes on her iPhone and downloads the MailChimp app, shows the business, hey, I'm going to promote your business to my massive audience. These influencers do. But I want my We Heart Mr. Miss Yakima sign here. And then take your phone and say, I'm going to interview you. You. Why do you love Yakima? How long have you been in business? And what do you want to tell the people? Guess what? Videotape them on your phone, text it to them, then grab the business owner's phone and leave yourself a video review and do a little selfie with it and smile. Give yourself 5 stars. And because you did that, you're going to advertise this business for free. Then guess what? Maybe Miss Yakima says, I want to leave my notepads. Give them to your customers for free. Maybe I want to leave my magazines. Now you got a review, a billboard. And guess what? Miss Yakima, with your Google Maps account where you access your dashboard, Google business profile, she's also a Google local guide. She's going to leave that business a 5-star video review. And her face and her brand is going to be tied to that business. You see? That's the digital billboard. And then she's got the in real life billboard. She collects a review from them. And now she's got notepads and magazines sitting up there. And all you got to do is do a little shout out in your email news. You guys, you see where this is going? It's not hard to do. You just got to see it. It's like riding a bike. It's scary at first. Charlotte, my 5-year-old, I got to take off the training wheels. But once you do it, you're fine. Right? But the key is this. When you're doing email marketing with MailChimp, I have to show you everything because you pay per contact. You see, HomeBot stores the contacts, and if they're not opening, they delete them. But guess what? It's cheap to get the data. In HomeBot, sending these contacts is cheap. Like I have almost 5,000 of them getting sent, and HomeBot only charges me like $75 a month. It's nothing. Nothing, right? So everything we do ties together. And my question to you guys is think about it. What could you do? Because all you're doing, it's a numbers game and consistency. You could do HomeBot. Miss Yakima's doing HomeBot and getting listing leads. You could get Google reviews. How hard is it to ask for a review at first, Miss Yakima? Was it kind of hard at first? Are you getting better at asking? What's your experience been?
You know, it's our priority, honestly. You just at the beginning it kind of was like, oh, it's going to be difficult, but it was just touching our database, going back to all of our clients. Hey, by the way, we just moved to a new platform. Do you mind writing us a review? It's part of our business. It matters. We did not receive any no. It was absolutely send us the link. And then we push it up a notch, starting to do the video review. That took a little bit more effort, but then once you got it, Josh, he's on it. He's like video reviews and businesses and stuff like that. So that's what we're focusing on the business review. So, but that's our priority, is really working on Google every week to remain consistent at the top. So
exactly. And so what's going to happen is, right, is you guys got to remember you're a part of the most powerful agent-centric virtual real estate website in the world. Guess what, everyone? You should be thanking Miss Yakima that she's religiously following these steps, because every person that Googles her and clicks on her, that link juice transfers to all your profiles. Do you know that? Mr. Fresno should be thanking you. He's probably going to call you and say, hey, if you need that guy that's moving from Fresno to there, hit me up.
I will call you. I will call Mr. Fresno. I will find out.
Mr. Fresno, he's a decent looking guy. Look at him. In shape. Okay. Now, there you go. I mean, literally, when they click on her profile, link juice, domain authority, domain relevancy, and blog juice goes to DLE and shotguns to everyone, and we're all rising quickly. That's the beauty of us. We're like a Navy SEAL team. We're all on the same team. But all you're doing is all you got to have is the mindset, hey, I want to, this city, let me capture 5% of that listing inventory in the 500 to 2 million price range for the year. And if you capture 5% of that and double in half of that, you're going to make millions, period. Okay? So anyone have any questions? I know we're kind of wrapping up. What time is it right now? My gosh, I'm just kind of raging. We're already at 11. Okay. So with that being said, anyone have any questions on anything at all? Now's your chance. Just shoot off the hip.
I have a question on the infusing right now. So any update on that, on photo infusing?
Yeah, we actually, great question. So we have officially developed 100% functioning working software for anyone that wants to do metadata infusions themselves. Okay. And it's all up to par. The VAs, okay, when they will get you your metadata infused photos. Remember, the most important time to metadata inject photos is when you're launching in the MLS, right? Their current time is 48 hours, right? But we created the world's first software where if you connect with Jeff, who's in this group, he can show you where you can instantly do it yourself. Like we created a custom software for every member where it has your keywords and it does it instantly. And then next month, we're going to release the DLE app that's going to integrate with iPhones and yes, Android, you weirdos, Mr. Fresno, Android guys. The new Google product expert with us has got an Android. Wow, those people are scary. Anyways, Android, iPhone. It's going to be really convenient because I know a lot of you are look, Mr. Claremont never posts on social media. I don't even do it, you know, but a lot of you do because what am I living proof? Print, ranking high in Google and sign writers, you can make millions. You don't need social media. But anyways, with the app, it's going to be great. Jeff is going to roll that out in a separate session next month. And it's where you can literally have an app and infuse and download straight to your iPhone and launch on any social or whatever you want. So it's going to be extremely convenient for right now. All of you have software. And if you want to learn how to do it yourself, I think Jeff connected with Mr. Yakima, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty user-friendly, but we're going to make it even more user-friendly with the app. And everything works perfect. That's why you're ranking high and getting calls. Did that answer your question? Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah, yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, so we're constantly updating and developing tech for us to stay light years ahead of everyone. Okay. Yeah, great question. Mr. Fresno, you have a question? You good?
I'm good. Thanks.
I got a question. Miss Mission Viejo, are you going to do the car wrap? Miss
Yes, I am. I'm almost done. I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, I'm ready. This week.
All right, all right.
Should be ready by this week.
There she is. Look at you looking good today.
Thank you. I also kind of want to chime in. I just got my first listing. It's not a real listing, it's a lease, but it's from Google as well. So I got that signed. In terms of reviews, I'm kind of like with Liz, you have a goal every week. So the last couple of weeks, my goal was to have 10 reviews a week. So I think when you set a goal, you can accomplish it, right? You have to have a target. So I'm up to close to 80 reviews now.
Oh my God. Let me, okay.
Awesome.
I'm going to have to post my next call. I got to drop some knowledge for everyone. Okay. Check this out. So think about it like this. Miss Oceanside, oh my God, we're brainstorming because she's getting listing appointments and closing them left and right. But when we naturally instantly dominate the lease world. It's so easy to dominate. No agents are doing it. But think about it like this, Miss Oceanside. In the future, I'm sorry, Miss Michelle, in the future, if you get a client that's like, hey, I want you to be my leasing agent, well, guess what? And that's a future second location, right? Even if it's outside of your city. So for example, Miss Oceanside, she's getting tons of the same calls you're getting here, but you leverage it to obviously, gain more listings and presence and build your brand. Is that, let's say in a surrounding city from Mission Viejo, if someone's like, hey, I need someone to lease my home. For example, Miss Oceanside gets calls from wealthy people that own properties on the beach in Laguna. And they say they can't do Airbnb anymore. and they need to do some sort of like short-term rentals or whatever, right? Miss Oceanside is going to launch a second Miss Oceanside real estate location on the beach in Laguna. And she's going to tell the homeowner, hey, I'm launching my Miss Oceanside real estate, even though it's a different city. She's just going to say, your home's on the ocean side. It's my brand. And what she's going to do is launch a second office. First, you got to dominate your city, but I'm just giving you ambitions to think about. But think about how smart that is. Now, Miss Oceanside Real Estate could have a second location on a mansion in a mega wealthy neighborhood and start dominating. She's just got to have a second address, okay? And I could send you instructions on how to launch a second location. And she's going to start rising in the rankings there and start dominating. And if the homeowner ever says, hey, I want to move in, she could just flip it to a service area. But as the leasing agent, that's a new brick and mortar because she's the leasing agent for that wealthy person. And she's, once she launches that, she's telling me she's getting all these other calls throughout these beach communities where she's making big money as a management fee. She's charging this wealthy guy $1,500 a month. You guys hearing me? To be the permanent leasing agent for his property. So she can launch a second location, collect $1,500 a month, rank high on the beach in Laguna for other keywords like Laguna Beach Realtors, Laguna Beach Appraiser, and start blitzing those cities. You don't look excited. Do you look shocked or excited, Miss Yakima? I'm looking at
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I didn't think
know. I
about
want to
that.
get your brains moving.
Mhm.
That's how
Hey,
you expand.
Come on, Anthony, you've got another call.
I got to go, guys. But listen, this was great. Call or text me anytime. Stay the course. Okay?
Thank
And
you.
you,
Thank
and
you.
you can call or text me too.
You can
Thank
call Jeff
you.
anytime. He's with us. He's got your back. All right?
It was a great call. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Anthony.
No problem, guys. All right. Make it a great day. We'll see you.